Some exciting baby news this morning. Anne Hathaway has revealed she's pregnant with her third. The star shared a sweet video of herself on Insta showing her growing baby bump. It comes after she was photographed on the street. Hathaway telling People magazine she prefers for the news to come directly from her.
She posted a video, a sweet video she called it, her growing bump, third baby. Anne Hathaway, America's sweetheart, the Princess of Genovia, that girl from The Devil Wears Prada, she's pregnant again. And we're supposed to clap. We're supposed to coo over the Instagram announcement and say how beautiful and wonderful and perfect it all is. But here's the thing though. Did you see what happened right before that announcement? Did you hear what the press didn't say? Because I saw it. And look, you already know what I'm about to say. You already felt it in your gut the second you heard the news. This wasn't an announcement. Not an announcement at all. This was a cleanup. And we're going to get into exactly what they're cleaning up. But before I get to that, I need you to stay with me here. Because the timeline doesn't work. It never works with these people. Anne Hathaway was photographed on the street, just walking, just living her life. And People magazine, the official mouthpiece of the Hollywood machine, they said she wanted the news to come from her directly. Okay? That sounds reasonable. That sounds like a woman wanting control over her own narrative. But you and I both know that isn't how this works. That isn't how any of this works. She was spotted. She was seen. And the paparazzi, the same vultures who hunt down every single celebrity for a living, the same cameras that caught her walking down that street, they just happened to miss the bump. They just happened not to see it. So we're supposed to believe that Anne Hathaway, a woman who has been in this business for over 20 years, just accidentally got caught. Just accidentally had her pregnancy revealed by a grainy cell phone video before she was ready. No, I don't buy that. And you don't buy that. You know, just like I know. This was a cover. This was a diversion. And this is the part nobody talks about. Because when a woman like Anne Hathaway goes quiet, when she disappears from the red carpets, when she stops doing interviews, when she hides her body under loose clothing and oversized sweaters, the press always says it's a choice, a privacy choice, a family choice. But we've seen this movie before. We've seen the same playbook used on women like her. And the reason for that, well, you'll see. Now let's talk about David. Let's talk about the little exchange that blew this whole thing open. Some morning show host, a guy named David, he had interviewed Anne Hathaway. He said it was a couple of weeks ago. Actually, wait, he corrected himself. He said months ago. So which is it, David? Was it weeks or was it months? Because here's the thing about people in the media. They don't forget things. They don't forget a headline. They don't forget a scoop. And the producer, Sal, he asked the question that nobody on that set wanted to answer. He said, didn't you think to ask her on that day months ago if she was pregnant? And David, he laughed it off. He said, no, you don't say anything. You never ask that. Even if someone's in labor, right? It's off the table. Off the table. That's what they call it. The invisible rule. The code of silence. You never ask a woman if she's pregnant. You never ask about the bump. You never pry because it's rude. Because it's invasive. Because it's not your business. But wait, hold on. Didn't they just spend the last 20 years hounding Britney Spears? Didn't they just camp outside Lindsay Lohan's house for months? Didn't they just expose every single detail of Meghan Markle's pregnancy? Down to the exact week she was showing. But Anne Hathaway, Anne gets a pass. Anne gets the velvet rope. Anne gets the defense of 100 publicists, 1,000 lawyers, an entire studio machine that says no questions about the bump. Why? Why her? Why now? And this is the moment we have to slow down. I want you to really think about this. Because what I'm about to say, I need you to feel it. Not just hear it. I need you to sit with this for a second. Anne Hathaway isn't just any actress. She's a symbol. She's the girl who played the wholesome princess. She's the one who sang her way through Les Mis. She's the one who won an Oscar and then went and thanked everyone and looked so perfect and so proper and so safe. She's the one Hollywood uses to say, see, we're not all bad. We have good ones. We have wholesome ones. We have ones who go to church and love their husbands and have 3 babies and post sweet videos. She's the proof that the system works. She's the proof that if you play by the rules, you get to have a happy ending. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets dark, so stay with me. Anne Hathaway has been quiet for a long time. She's been off the radar, no big projects, no major press tours, no glamorous red carpets, just silence. And in Hollywood, silence is never neutral. Silence is a contract. Silence is the trade you make when you've seen something you shouldn't have seen, when you've been somewhere you shouldn't have been. Because the industry that gave her a throne is also the industry that owns her. And when they need a distraction, when they need a pretty story to cover up the ugly ones, they pull out the baby announcement. They pull out the wedding. They pull out the vacation photos. They pull out anything that makes us look away. And look, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, maybe we're reading too much into this. Maybe she just wanted privacy. Maybe she just wanted to announce on her own terms. And you're right. You're absolutely right to question me. That's why you're here. That's why you watch this channel. But I want to ask you one question back. If she wanted privacy, why post anything at all? If she truly wanted to keep this secret, why not just have the baby quietly? Why not stay off social media, stay out of the tabloids, live her life without a single word? Because she didn't want that. She didn't want privacy. She wanted control. She wanted to be the one to say it before someone else did. And that someone else had the story. That someone else had the photo. And that someone else was about to drop a bomb. A bomb that would have made Anne Hathaway look like a liar. A bomb that would have exposed the fact that she's been hiding this for far longer than anyone admits. She said, and I quote, she prefers for the news to come directly from her. That's not a request. That's a demand. That's a threat. That's the sound of a woman who knows what's out there. Who knows what the tabloids have in their vaults? Who knows what the paparazzi captured that day on the street? And she's not just protecting her family's privacy. She's protecting her image. She's protecting the narrative. She's protecting the Golden Girl brand that has made her hundreds of millions of dollars. Because if the truth came out, if the real truth came out about when she knew, about how long she'd been hiding, about who helped her hide it, that's not a sweet story. That's a scandal. That's a breach. That's a cover-up. And this is where I connect her to something bigger. Because Anne Hathaway is not alone. She's part of a system. A system that has been silencing women for decades. A system that buries the truth under press releases and Instagram posts. A system that uses baby announcements as shields. And we saw it with Kate Middleton. We saw it with her. The same photos. The same, she wants privacy line. And when the public started asking questions, when we started demanding answers, what did they give us? A photoshopped picture. A video of her walking with her kids. And then they told us to stop asking. They told us we were being insensitive. They told us we were invading her privacy. But you and I both know that's a lie. You and I both know that's the oldest trick in the book. When the powerful want to hide something, they wrap it in a blanket and call it a baby. They play the family card. They play the mother card. They play the wholesome card. And we're supposed to back off. We're supposed to feel guilty. We're supposed to apologize for even asking. But I'm not going to apologize, and you shouldn't either. Because what's really going on here, what's really being covered up, isn't just a pregnancy timeline. It's the whole rotten system. It's the way they control the narrative. It's the way they make us doubt our own eyes. It's the way they use sweetness and light to hide the filth underneath. And the more I think about this, the more I realize it's not just about Anne Hathaway. It's about us. It's about what we're allowed to know and what we're not. It's about the unseen forces that decide what stories get told and which ones get buried. And this story, this pregnancy story, it's not just fluff. It's not just celebrity gossip. It's a test. They want to see if we'll accept the sweet video without asking questions. They want to see if we'll clap and smile and move on. And if we do, they win. They get to keep hiding everything else. The real crimes, the real secrets, the real darkness. So here's my question to you, and I'm asking this from one awake person to another. How many more sweet videos are you going to accept before you start demanding the real story? How many more baby bumps are going to distract you from the bodies buried underneath? Because this isn't over. This is never over. They're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep rolling out the wholesome stars and the cute announcements and the perfect families. And we're going to have to decide every single time whether we're going to buy it or whether we're going to dig. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to dig. I'm going to keep digging until they can't hide anymore. And I hope you'll dig with me. So tell me in the comments. Do you really believe she wanted to announce on her own terms? Or do you think she was forced to come out before the real story leaked? Because I want to know what you think. Because what you think, what we all think together, that's the only power we have left.